Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm so happy to post another new video. This time is uh, about a challenge that I have chosen in order to advance more in my channel, and I hope y'all gonna be satisfied with this new video. Well, as we know, after the launch and after, of course, creating your business, here comes the actual situation. I mean, the situation where you are in front of course, as an entrepreneur, in front of cases. These cases are similar to, let's say, a little problematics that you have to solve, and of course you need a solution for that. So continuously to the last videos, among them, of course, creating your company in 24 hours, and then how the trust is a meaningful principle within your organization in order to move ahead with your teamwork. Today we will talk about problem and solution, and I hope you're all gonna enjoy my new video. So, in the corporate environment, an entrepreneur always refer to his employees' objection, and that's the they say the key of success and the key of productivity. So, we of course throughout different perspectives or a pushback that the manager perceives as a real challenge, like a very big challenge to their authority, in order to move ahead and find solution for the problem faced. And in order, of course, to turn this situation into a growth, a growth opportunity that is, of course, rather than a standoff. So here companies shift from the top down their directives to, of course, what we can call a collaborative problem solving, and effectively handling workspace conflicts or problematics and employee grievance requires a structured and a collaborative approach. So that's the meaningful plan in order to succeed and to be more productive in your company as an entrepreneur. So the most successful organizations or companies navigate these challenges using what we can call the best practices. And so the first step for you as an entrepreneur is to embrace different perspectives. So, which means you have to encourage your employees to think with you in your company. Do not, let's say, neglect the thoughts or the perspectives of your employee, since you have not to dismiss any pushback, which means you have to research on your workplace to what we can call the conflict resolution that of course require from your employees to of course to give ideas through what we can say a brainstorming, in order, of course, to get aligned with the same goal of your company, that is growth, productivity, and success. So, of course, this comes with mutual trust and mutual respect and ethics, and help you, of course, to, let's say, disclose any kind of negative emotions. And here comes a next step, that is to shift the mentality. Of course, instead of demanding that staff only come to you with answers, and to encourage your employee to define what we can say a solution for your problem in common. I mean collaboratively, and that's the meaning of working in collaboration. And of course, some companies or some organizations institute a rule, what we can say, a method that requires from employees to bring the potential, the potential of, let's say, solutions, of ideas, and of thoughts that will help you as an entrepreneur to be more present and well reputed in the market. And here comes the leverage system thinking. And here, before that, we can apply quick solutions or what we can say quick fixes to the issue, we have to analyze, first of all, the root causes. I mean, what causes this problem and what are the main reasons that this problem occurs. And after that, we pass to organizational workflows. I mean here that we have to analyze how these organizational workflows, connect. And this is the most important part here to do when a problem occurs. So here I will try to give you like four issues, or let's say common corporate um, issues that are faced by organizations and the main solution in this area. And the first conflict here to talk about is a disagreement on tactics. Within an organization, we can find little conflicts that may occur between two departments or a lot of departments, for example. Well, I'll give you an easy type after, of course, discussing the problem. So, for example, we want to launch a product, let's say a software product within our company. The problem here is two departments that might clash over the execution of this new project. So here we have the marketing team, for example, that wants to launch this software product immediately to the market, regarding, of course, the audience and regarding the let's say the customers within the market. While at the same time, the engineering team resists and, of course, argue that rushing the launch of the software product, of course, um, will compromise the data security and, of course, the software stability. So, this is a problem within your company as an entrepreneur. So, the expert solution is to find a compromise, a parity, or let's say a balance between the quality and the speed matrix. And that's the ultimate solution. Meaning that we have to set a clear data timeline or tree holders that, of course, the software must uh, meet before the launch, before launching the software product. So, balancing the strategical timelines of marketing with the technical safety metrics for engineering. And that's the ultimate solution. And the second problem here is overlapping responsibilities. And of course, it follows the task ambiguity. And here is a problem, for example, that might occur in every company and in every organization, which is the, let's say, the unclear boundaries that might, of course, impact negatively the staff members' experience. And this happens also. Why? Because simply of a lot of responsibilities that might be in front of the task, the let's say the a staff member or an employee. And I'll give you the sample example. For example, a senior product manager and a newly hired operations director. They both of them believe that they have the final authority to approve, for example, a vendor contracts, resulting or it follows in dropped deadlines, duplicate emails, and a workplace tension. So the expert solution is simply this requires a structured organizational intervention. I mean, here we can use the RATI matrix. So the expert solution here is a structural and organizational intervention. And here experts, of course, use a method, a simple method that is the RATI matrix. And here it is called the responsible, the accountable, consulted, and informed to clearly, of course, map out the workflows. So, by simply expliciting the assigning only one person, for example, the accountable, to the final decision maker, and routing the other party as consulted the company to eliminate, of course, the role in ambiguity and the multiple tasks and smooth out the workflow pipelines. And that's the solution that is usually given by experts in this case or in this issue. And the third problem here is how the employee or the teamwork resists to the change. This is also an issue that requires, let's say, a structural pushback. In your company as an entrepreneur, for example, you introduce for the first time a software which is innovative. So, how your teamwork could resist or align with this change? Well, I'll try to give you a simple example in this area. So, for example, in your company, a management introduces a mandatory software or centralized project management software in order to increase the transparency in your company. However, or let's say the issue is that the long-standing senior staff view this change as micromanagement. So they ignore the new system and they continue organizing the tasks via their private spreadsheets. So this happened also. So the solution given by the experts is, first of all, let's analyze this problem or this situation. Force and compliance rarely works. The root cause here is often a lack of understood value. The employee has a misunderstanding over the value that is created by the software within the company. So, of course, as human, we have to learn and we have to keep learning. No matter what change come across our road, we have to keep learning in order to what we can say adapt to the to whatever the situation is, and that's the the natural human behavior over a change or over an innovative situation in front of us. So here, McKinsey and companies, of course, they create a new solution that is called the resistant group. How the group could resist over this change. So instead of issuing the top-down stuff or mandates, the management or the manager should run a pilot program with the senior staff. And of course, in order to adjust the software's configuration, of course, based on their feedback. And so they can feel what we can say the ownership over the new system. And of course, with this, they could adapt and get along the change within the company. And the fourth problem is the interpersonal tension. And it exists also in the company, what is called the status and the relationship friction. The problem that might occur in your company as an entrepreneur is that, for example, a dominant team member that consistently interrupts colleagues within a meeting or during strategy sessions or a training, and that might occur simply in your company. So this behavior, of course, creates, let's say, a defensive or a low trust environment. It doesn't really underestimate or undervalue the employee because, of course, he's interrupting since he has got a potential. But at the same time, this could, let's say, embarrass the other teamwork and especially the quieter employees to stop sharing the valuable and innovative ideas. And this happened, of course, during meetings. This really doesn't or can't be related to underestimating or undervaluing the efforts, but it says an issue that might occur. So here are some scenarios that I have given, and that might happen in every company, and of course as problem-solving situations. And I hope you've enjoyed my video, and surely see you soon in a new video. Goodbye.